Derek Carr interview after the Falcons loss. Saints quarterback Derek Carr on red zone and efficiency and importance of the team coming together. I can't wait to hear the golden tidbits Derek is going to drop on us.
I mean, Derek, obviously today, just the way obviously being in the red zone with just is there commonality and inside the 20 today? What kind of like?
Oh yeah, there was commonality. The commonality was that we couldn't score. The commonality was that we kick a lot of field goals. We couldn't score in the red zone. That's been a commonality for most of the season now. So nothing's changed. Nothing's going to change. It's something that's plagued Carr his entire career. And I tell you this, if Derek Carr was as concerned about our red zone success as he is about the lines on his beard, we'd be the best team in the NFL. I'll give him that. That beard is trimmed up. It's lined up, no doubt. So maybe less time with Manscaped or whatever we're using here, more time with the offensive playbook.
Yeah, penalties and turnovers. We had the pick, we had a fumble, and then it seemed like every time we got down there, we had some kind of penalty. And it's hard to overcome those in a normal drive, let alone when you're down there, because now the field shrinks and it's harder to get those yards back. So, that's the fact. That's just what it is.
Did you get a chance to see what happened on the pick six on the
So this video is from NewOrleans.football. They seem to be boosting the audio of the people asking the questions. I appreciate that because New Orleans, the Saints channel does not do that. You can't hear the questions at all. So big ups, tip of the cap, shouts to NewOrleans.football for doing that. I know a lot of the people who watch this, they don't like that they can't hear the questions. So I'm assuming y'all can hear the questions because I can hear it loud and clear for the first time ever.
tablet afterwards?
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, he was playing one single high, and he left his responsibility. You don't expect him to do that. You don't plan on that for that route.
You talking about is he talking about the pick six? Derek, you threw it in his chest. Okay, great play by Bates, no doubt. But you were staring down Shaheed, and you threw it directly into his chest for a pick six. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from Jesse Bates on that play, but brother, like you know, maybe if you'd have looked like 4 inches to the left instead of staring down Rashid's soul, you would have seen him.
I thought Sheed made a good decision, but Bates a good player, and he made a great play. And very few times.
This drives me crazy. Whenever people, coaches, whoever say, no, they're a great, whoever it is a great player. He made a great play. We paid you to be a great player. We paid you to be a better player than this. So saying Jesse Bates is a good player who made a good play, what about you? Why didn't you make a good play? Are you a bad player who made a bad play? Is that the reverse of that answer? Because we paid you $150 million for you to be a good player. So why can't you be the good player who does the good play? Why can't we sit here in the post game and say, wow, Derek, you're a great player who made a great play? We don't ever have that question. It's always like, hey, why aren't we scoring? Why'd you throw a pick six? Why are you inefficient? What's going on?
If I told someone good job on a bad play, but that was one where I told him, hey, you beat me. You made a great play.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love that. I love that for us. I love that we're sitting here sweating out these games. I've got indigestion. I'm chewing Tums, and I'm drinking Pepto-Bismol. And this guy is congratulating our biggest rival on a pick six. Like, imagine that. Imagine him just being like, hey, man, great play. You got me. Ugh, yuck.
And, it is what it is. It sucks to have that happen. But same thing, RC, on the sideline, he's like, bro, made a good play. Like, go, keep playing. You're playing great. Keep going. And
you are not playing great, Derek. You haven't played great all season. We didn't score. We were 0 for 5 in the red zone. Playing great. You single-handedly knocked out Chris Olave with a the A.T. Perry ball. Like, the whole season has been a comedy of errors. You've had one good game, the Colts game. You weren't even good against the Bears when we were +5 in the turnover margin.
You still don't want that to happen.
Hell no.
But they make plays too.
Can you put your finger on just like it seems like for the last couple of weeks, moving the ball has not been a problem for y'all.
Yeah.
And that's just like, yeah.
Yeah, red zone. I'm with you, and I feel the same frustration. Everybody probably feels. And I'm into problem solving. Not creating problems. And so,
when I think about it, I always hearken to the Colts game as being the game where that was like Derek Carr's best game. But 150 yards of that, and I think 3 touchdowns of that, was Rashid Shaheed on deep balls. So really, we have not seen success from Carr as far as like just a normal offense, not like deep passes to Shaheed all season long. Because the Bears game was the last time he threw a touchdown, and even that game is where we saw a ton of bad possessions, a ton of inefficiency, getting 5 turnovers and not being able to really do anything in the second half. And so he really hasn't done anything this season besides the 3 deep balls to Shaheed in that one game.
So I'm trying to, figure out why. We'll look at this one real closely.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. We're good. We'll just stop the video. We're good. Never mind. We're good. I didn't realize. I mean, what else do y'all need to hear? Derek Carr and the brain trust of Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen are going to look at this one closely. And why wouldn't I have the faith, or why wouldn't I have any confidence in this cast of characters to figure it out? I mean, we're good. Ladies and gentlemen, buy your tickets now to the Super Bowl. Buy your tickets now to the NFC title game, because we're 11 games in, and Derek and Dennis and Pete are going to look at this one real close, and we'll have it figured out. Why? You think they looked at it real close during the bye week? You think they looked at the Minnesota game real close during the extra time off? Y'all think that? Because it seems like they probably should have, or they probably would have. So I'm interested that Derek's saying that they're going to look at this one close. What about, did y'all look at the Green Bay one close? Did y'all look at the Tampa Bay one close? Did y'all look at the Minnesota game close? Did y'all look at the Houston game close? Did y'all look at the Jacksonville game close? Did y'all, or were y'all waiting to get to this point to look at them close?
Us players and coaches will look at it closely. But,
okay, cool.
I understand the frustration. I understand.
No, don't worry about it.
That we haven't met the expectation yet of what we can be and what we've shown to be at times.
When did you show that? The only time I see any Saints success is if I YouTube Drew Brees highlights. That's really about it. Certainly not from this team. And newsflash, this time next week, we're going to be 5-7. So for a team that was supposed to win 11, 12 games, run away with this division, easiest schedule in the NFL, all that stuff, the fact that you're 5-6 now, and I'll just go ahead and say it, 5-7, no, you have not met expectations. You haven't even like missed expectations. You have wildly missed expectations. Kind of sort of missing expectations would have been if we'd be like, 2 games over 500 at this point. If we were, what are we, 5-6? So if we were like 7-4, somewhere in there, maybe 6-5, somewhere there. I'd be like, okay, we're kind of missing expectations a little bit here. This never ever did I think we'd be 5-7 with our schedule.
As a team, I'm saying. But one of those areas for us as an offense is the red zone, where we'll have good days, we'll have some good plays, and also we have a day like today where, today I think the penalties really hurt. Pushing us back, obviously, and the 2 turnovers. Which is something I take a lot of pride in not doing. And I know Taysom. We count on.
Well, they had 2 turnovers, but they scored. So why didn't they kick 5 field goals? Because they had 2 turnovers too. Remember? But why did our turnovers? Why is that the answer for why we didn't score at all? But they had 2 turnovers, and they scored. They beat us by 2 possessions. So I'm a little confused of how that works.
On him, all the time, and we're going to continue to count on him. And
he's the only guy who does anything.
Part of the game. It sucks that it all happened in one time, in one game, but it's fact. But I'm not going to be frustrated anymore. I'm going to be positive. I've seen when a team has battled and gone through a lot of things, and still made the playoffs. And what did it was us coming together everyone on the outside.
I'm about to throw up.
Wanted this,
I'm about
wanted
to
that,
vomit.
Thought this and thought that. But I'm telling you, man, if we can come together and keep pushing, keep working, we played our best football the last 5 weeks of that year, and we made it to the playoffs. And that's what we have to do as a team, and that's what I share with the guys.
I agree with that part, because you got to win the last 5 games of the season. So you can be all positive, you can be Mr. Positivity and team come together, do whatever, sing Kumbaya, do the whole thing. I don't care. Make friendship bracelets. I don't care. But you have to win the last 5 games. Otherwise, the only thing I'm positive about is that y'all aren't going to make the playoffs, and y'all aren't going to win the division, and y'all aren't going to win 10 games. So you better start getting your banjo out, doing the Kumbaya around the fire ASAP, like Rocky, because you have to win out after Detroit.
Guys, but if you come in with the long face and no one on Twitter likes you right now and all that kind of stuff, then this is the wrong business, and this is going to be the wrong month and a half for you. This right here, we're going to find out what guys are made of with their work.
You think he's going to be saying this when the Saints win 7 games this year? Do you think he's going to be saying this after we get rolled in Tampa Bay, or Carolina beats us, or we lose to the Giants or something, or we lose by 40 to the Rams? Do you think Derek Carr is going to be like, we'll see what you're made of. No one on Twitter likes us, but we got to come together. It's like, brother, season's over. Season's over, my dude. I can't wait to see if this is his attitude in a couple weeks.
Work ethic and how they want to come to work, because, we still have everything that we want to do, but we need, and we will, correct certain things when we take a look at it tomorrow.
You had a strong connection with Chris there in the first half. Just how hard was it losing him and Shaheed in the same game?
I mean, it's tough,
I hate that question. Obviously, it's tough. My boy, it's their top 2 receivers, injured, same game. Obviously, it's going to be tough. What do you think he's going to say? Quit giving him easy outs. Quit giving him easy questions.
But at the end of the day, I always say nobody cares,
That's true. I don't care.
We care about their injuries.
I do care about the injury. I don't care about the excuses. I don't care about the situation. I care that we can't score. I care that we've had the same problem for 11 weeks, and I have to watch this garbage every single Sunday. I care that this franchise is going up in smoke because of this cat, Dennis Allen, and Pete Carmichael. That's what I care about. It's unbelievable.
And I'm just so proud of the relationships that we've built, and the things that we're doing better on the field together. So when that went down, it's like, dang, something else happened. So it's a little frustrating, but at the end of the day, nobody cares, man. Our guys came in, and I thought, the young guys and guys that maybe don't play as much, they came in and they did their best and made some plays for us. It wasn't perfect, but gave us a chance.
Certainly wasn't perfect.
They gave us a chance and competed their tail off. So I was proud of them for that. But I was really excited about the game plan and what we had for Chris today. And
the game plan was terrible. I do think the receivers that came in were fine. I think we should have leaned on Kamara a little more once the injuries happened. Like, get him out in space, get him lined up with the linebackers, get our best player the ball in the most important moments. But that's something that Pete hates doing.
Shaheed, and it's a shame that they both went down early.
Dennis told us that on that third down fade, the AT, he just thought he false started. So on that specific type of play, it's basically catch and go, throw into a spot.
Yeah, I saw him kind of stutter, and so I thought he was doing his release. And the one-on-one is outside to him. They doubled inside, and so I was working outside to him, and I didn't know what he said because they were over there, but apparently he thought he false started. And as soon as I let it go, I kind of looked to the sideline. I thought there was going to be a whistle or a flag, but I think he just thought he jumped.
After just getting the chance to self-scout last week and kind of identifying a lot of issues, did some of those same issues crop up again today?
Yes, we didn't score. For sure. We don't even have to self-scout. Good news. We don't even have to really do some self-scouting. I'll do it for you. Yeah, they showed up again. How do I know that? We were 0 for 5 in the red zone. We kicked 5 field goals. Yeah, I would go ahead and say that those same issues are there because we have done that all season long, being inefficient on offense, not being able to score, averaging 15 points a game. Yeah, 100%. What's behind door number 1? The same issues.
You think, or did you correct some things, or?
I thought we corrected.
Correct what? Corrected some things. Oh. Like what? What did we correct? I can't wait to hear this.
Did some things, honestly. I thought third downs, no, we didn't hit them all, but I thought we were better. I thought we hit some big third downs. Even when we got behind the sticks, I thought we got some chunks back to help put us back in a chance, or give us a chance to get a first down again in the red zone. I thought that we ran the ball, in certain areas under center really well, which helped some play action plays open up big time for us, especially in the first half. So I thought there were some things that we did better. But like every game, there's going to be things you can point at 3 or 4 things that we didn't do that good, But for sure, I don't think moving the ball has been an issue.
This is wild. I'm befuddled. Where it's like, like any game, you can point to 3 or 4 things that didn't go well. Brother, we scored 15 points. We kicked 6 field goals. We went 5 for 6 on field goals. What do you mean 3 or 4 things that could have gone better? I know 6 things that could have gone better. The 6 field goal attempts. Why are we attempting 6 field goals? I know one thing that could have gone better. When you threw it at Jesse Bates' soul. I know something else that could have gone better. When you threw Chris Olave 5 yards out of bounds and he got a concussion.
I think that we really have moved it well. Situational football is where we've failed, and I thought we were better on third down.
Correct.
I don't know the number. I felt like we hit more of them.
15. That's how many points we had. That's the number.
Well, but the red zone creeped up.
5. That's the number 2. That's how many field goals we made.
And then when you were talking about just like kind of shutting out the outside talk, just like focusing on getting right in these how do you get guys really to buy into that? I mean, it is hard to shut out the noise.
Well, I would say
I think they should listen to the noise, because when they listen, and I'll give New Orleans football credit for this, they were harping on pre-snap motion for most of the beginning of the season. And Pete Carmichael mentioned in an interview that he heard the noise, he heard all about the pre-snap motion, whatever, and the pre-snap motion usage jumped up like 25%. That was I don't care if they admit it or not. That was 100% because of the outside noise. Without New Orleans Football talking about that all the time, writing articles about it, tweeting about it, making videos about it, Pete Carmichael doesn't do that. So it might be time for Pistol Pete and Dennis to listen to the outside noise. Subscribe to my channel, Pete. Listen to what we're saying here. I'll come on the sidelines. I'll be a counsel. Get me in the booth, Pete. I know we're all willing to help. At this point, it might be better if Pete gets 5 or 6 of the Saints YouTube community, has like a debrief session. That might honestly fix a lot of his problems. He might need to hear outside counsel.
It's harder nowadays than it was 8, 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Thank goodness I came from a time that stuff was just new and it didn't really matter, and the only thing you care about is, going home, making sure you're a good husband and a good dad, and now guys have come from high school and college and all that's the world that they come from. And, so it's a challenge, because, everyone cares about what somebody thinks, everybody cares, you get a tweet or you get this kind of stuff. And just as an older player, as a leader, you just try and encourage them, man, that the people in this room.
What would be encouraging, Derek? What would be really encouraging for me would be if we scored. Would be if we won football games. If we started to I don't know, spitball in here. If we started to score touchdowns, that would be very encouraging for me as a person. That to know that this offense can actually score. So I really appreciate what you're saying about social media and outside noise and all that other stuff, but maybe it would help us. It would help the fans if maybe we score touchdowns.
The ones that matter, we love you, and I think that we have a good group of guys that is preaching that same thing and putting their arms around guys that they know they could have done this or could have done that, and you put your arm around them and be like, look, bro, none of that stuff matters. No one's going to love your Instagram post today, but we do, and we care about you. So give us your best, Unsolicited team. It's driving me crazy.
unsolicited plug, go down below. All my social media handles, multiple Instagram accounts, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, the whole thing down below. If you're not following, the fastest rising creator in the space, what are you doing?
And you just try and preach that message, man, because times definitely have changed since I first got in the league. We weren't even talking about this stuff, but now it's a real thing that, you deal with. But, I think we have I think you agree, we got some great guys in that locker room and certain spots that can help with that and try and, be positive. Because in our building, we're going to be positive, man. We're going to be positive. We're going to work. We're going to challenge the heck out of each other these last 6 or so weeks.
Derek, I apologize if this already been asked. Are you surprised about the inefficiency in the red zone coming out of the bye week?
Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely am surprised. Great question. The bye week should be the time where good coaches can fix a lot of problems. You get extra time, players can get healthy, you can really focus on things. Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, great out of the bye week. I wonder what happened. I wonder what was going on in the building with Pistol Pete and Dennis. This performance, out of all the performances this season, this performance is the most illuminating because it shows that our coaching staff in a bye week aren't good enough to fix the problems. That's it. If you can't fix the problems in a bye week, it's the same as like a basketball thing. If you call a timeout and out of the timeout you have a horrible play, turn the ball over, shot clock violation, it's always like, you did that out of a timeout? How's that possible? It shows the coaches are having trouble drawing up plays or scheming. Same thing here. Our coaches have a really hard time scheming, game planning, drawing up anything. So if they can't do it during the bye week before a division rival game where you know this team the most, that's another thing too. They were game planning and scheming and whatever else for a team that they know better than any other team in the NFL, their biggest division rival. And they couldn't do it. So if they can't do it out of the bye, why should any of us think they can fix it for next week? Or they can fix it after Detroit, or they can fix it after LA or whatever. It's not going to happen. These guys can't do it.
We're running good plays, and then we'd get hurt with a penalty. We talked about the interception. Jesse's playing the single high, and he comes out of the post, leaves his responsibility, makes a great play. And you don't expect that. You take the snap, and he's there, so you think you have a chance, and all of a sudden he shows up. And that.
It's insane. It's like, woe is me. It's insane that the answers from Dennis and Derek are pretty much like, this is pretty much their answer. Circumstances out of our control are happening. Whether that's a good player making good play that I couldn't do anything about, a penalty that we couldn't do anything about, an injury we couldn't do anything about, happens. That's pretty much their answer for this season, is that stuff that's out of their control is negatively happening to this team. That's crazy. I mean, that is an insane line of thinking to have as a franchise quarterback and a head coach. They're pretty much just saying, like, we're getting unlucky. We're getting unlucky. Circumstances are happening. It is what it is.
You don't expect that. I thought he was going to walk in. And he made a great play. And then Taysom's fumble, we count on him all the time. We don't expect that to happen, and we're going to keep counting on him. He's one of the best players in the NFL, and so we're going to keep counting on him. But I really thought, we were running good plays, I just think the penalties, and I don't know exactly what those were, off the top of my head. I know the holdings and the stuff on the side and all that, but I didn't see them firsthand, and I'm not going to comment on them, ever. But it hurt us, and so I don't think it was like oh gosh, what do we do? I thought we were running good plays and moving the ball like crazy today. But we definitely got hurt by those things in the end.
Do you feel like, talking to everybody, it feels like you can still get this thing back on track, but do you feel like it's getting to a point where time's running out?
Yes, 100%. Time has run out. You have 6 games left. You have to win 5 of the 6. That's it. It's easy. Simple, absolutely simple. You win, you go 4-2 the rest of the way. Congratulations. You are not in the playoffs. You didn't win the division. Got to go 5-1. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're just running out of games, we are. That's a fact.
Yes.
But what we need to do, and
win,
who that
score.
Nation can do for us, is just keep encouraging our guys, man. We're going to come home, we're going to go on the road, and when we come home, we're going to need them, and we're all in this thing.
You know what y'all can do? be better, score, be professionals. You know what you can do as a $150 million franchise quarterback? Not be total garbage. Be above average. Just please. I mean, how much more, my God, how much more do you want from the fans? We're supporting you. We're trying. You know how hard it is to support a team that's kicking 6 field goals against your division rival, getting embarrassed? You know how hard it is to support a team that got rolled by Tampa Bay in the Dome, got rolled by Jacksonville in the Dome? You know how hard it is to watch Tyson Bagent look like prime Michael Vick? I mean, go down 24-3 against Minnesota. Y'all, it's not just all on us. You have to give us something to cheer about. It's a two-way relationship. I mean, the fans are frustrated. We feel the season's ending too. We feel that we're on the cusp. We feel like it's about to be over. I know you're trying to be positive. It might be time to hear some of that criticism and rise to the occasion.
Thing together, man, and we are going to work like crazy to make it right. We really are. We're going to give it our best. It hasn't happened at the same time yet. But if and when it does, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And so I'm not going to stop working. I know our guys aren't going to stop working, but we need everybody. We need everybody. Trust me, we're very frustrated too.
God. Go down in the comments below. Can you even believe what we're listening to, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.